June, how did you find your life calling? How did you find your life purpose? I'm going to tell you my story. It all started way back when I was a young girl. And I grew up in a very difficult circumstance. I grew up in a housing project where you had to fight. You had to survive. You had to make it. My mom was a single mom working for 50 cents an hour. We didn't have any supervision. We were running the neighborhood, just trying to make it. I had another problem. I stutter. I have a real speech impediment. So when you grow up as a young child, a young girl, and you speak and people laugh and make fun of you, it hurts. It hurts a lot. I would cry, but instead of crying, I'd beat people up. If you made fun of me, I'd just beat you up. Because you had to survive anyway. So you beat them up before they beat you up. That's how I lived. It was a matter of survival in a neighborhood that was very rough. But there was a small church near us. And this church came to invite us to come to their church. So we went. I began to learn about things I never heard before. Also, as I was growing up there, the pastor's wife came to me and said, June, I want you to help us with the children. You're going to be 15, going on 16, and you should be serving in our church. I'm saying, me, help with children? What do I have to do? She says, teach children in the Sunday school. I said, me? Teach? You don't understand. I can hardly even talk. I learned English from mother who didn't speak English. I've had this real problem with pronunciation and being between two languages. And I went to school in the time of the dinosaurs. There weren't any special programs to help me. So you just got in there, you did the best you could. Me? No, I think you got the wrong person. But she wouldn't take no for an answer. She hands me this little lesson and says, okay, prepare for next Sunday. I'm like, I'm never coming back to this church again. There's no way I'm getting in front of these little children, stutter. I can't do this. I would get a 0 in the class before I get in front to do a presentation because then everyone would just laugh. I would hide behind the students in front of me, try to sit in the back, hoping the teacher wouldn't call on me. But I took the lesson. I went home. My stomach hurt. I mean, I was miserable. But you know, life is about doing what? Taking risk. To go where you've never gone. You got to do what you've never done. And it's not easy. I told her I would do it. Okay. I showed up. I was so scared. My stomach hurt. I looked at those little kids. And they were just 2-year-olds. But it was terrifying. And they were jumping up and down. And they were walking. And it was only a minute and a half. Probably the lesson last. And I'm crying. And I'm stuttering. And they're just looking at me like, you know, like they didn't even laugh. And I was so humiliated. I never wanted to do this ever again. She was so encouraging. Said, well, here's a lesson for next Sunday. Next Sunday? Are you kidding? I'm not doing this anymore. She says, yeah, you could do it, June. She's encouraging to me. We all need someone. Someone who says, yes, you can. That mentor, that relationship built that helps us to move on. But, you know, it wasn't that bad because then we had sing time and we played with them and then we had cookies and juice and we had some crafts and those little children were really nice. I've never done anything like this before. And she said, well, June, let's go visit their homes because I know they have special needs and you can help me. We began to invest in their lives. We went to their homes and my life began to what? Change as I saw their needs. And I was like, wow, this is great. I love doing this. And they don't laugh when I talk, so it's not that bad. I can do this. She said, you remember that camp you went to last summer? I said, yes. How would you like to go there for the whole summer? I said, great. What do I have to do? Anything to get out of the neighborhood for the summer. Be like an assistant counselor. I said, me, a counselor, assistant counselor with older students, like teenagers? I don't know if I could do that. I'll stutter, they'll laugh. Oh, But you know, life is about what? Taking risks. To go where you've never gone, you got to do what you've never done. I said, okay, I'll do this. I can do this. The first week was a counseling course. It was for me. I needed this. Then those students came, those young people came. My life began to change. I stuttered, yeah, they laughed, but I just tried to work on talking slower. trying to communicate. It wasn't easy, but I could do this. Plus, I was a lifeguard. Wow, I got to be at the lake and get a Red Cross training. And we had skits, we had sports. It was so much fun. Everyone treated each other with respect and love. This was a good place. I began to meet girls that had bigger problems than I had. Shared with me, and I was helping them. My life really began to change. I had one girl, her brother just been killed in Vietnam, and every night she'd cry to her before her brother. What could I say to her? How could I help her? That summer, I dedicated my life to serve young people for the rest of my life. Kids like me who needed help, who had no one to turn to, who needed a listening ear, who needed someone to say, you can do it. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your background. You can have a life purpose. You can have a calling. You can become somebody you never thought you could become. And that became my life purpose. Since then till the day I die, I will continue this life purpose because it brings fulfillment and joy and is called a life calling. Everyone needs to seek their life calling and their life purpose. You'll never work a day in your life when you find your life purpose and your life calling. I challenge you, life purpose. And we're going to help you walk through these steps. I know it's not easy as a young person, but you can find your dreams and you can find your life purpose and your life calling. And you can know that you are the person who's making a difference in the lives of others.